And here's the producer of the Recovery Alley Show, Marcelo aka Wolverine Perez.
Little minor glitch there. Sorry. But before I introduce Jeff, I'm just going to push him out. This is Marcelo, aka Wolverine. I can do that because I'm the producer. But I welcome you to the one and only Recovery Alley live stream show. And just wanted to throw out there before we bring everybody in, it was just great to be with you all at the Texas Expo in Fort Worth, Texas. If you missed it, man, you got to come. So anyway, without further ado, I want to bring in my good friend, brother, host of the show, American Towman of the Year, Jeff Needstead. I got to find the button. There he is.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. How you doing, man?
Boy, you talk about the show, man. Just when you think nothing's going on, right?
Right.
And it was great. Everybody that came up to the booth. Again, American Towman knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, they always do.
It was a great show. I think we did 11, 12. I don't know, 12. We did a lot of. We were rolling, man.
And, yeah, it's one after the other, man.
Yeah, and it was really great with Matt Spencer with Move Over Michigan came in. Very hard story. Glad we had some time for him, but anyways, so I've been waiting for this since like February. So, I hit my buddy up, Thad, back in February. Yeah, he's like, I don't do stuff like I'm not the camera guy and stuff. But I talked to him, I guess about a month ago, and I'm like, hey man, I'd really like to get you on the show. And he's like, I'm gonna make it happen. Nice. So Matt wasn't gonna be on the show. We've got Thad and Susan Bailey from Bailey's Towing Accessories on that. Yep. Great product. So Susan the other day put a post out on Facebook, said if we got more than 50 shares, that Thad was going to come on the show. So I just told her, I said, challenge accepted. You want to get in the closet, pick out, a shirt for Thad to wear because he's going to be on the show. So without further ado, let's go on and bring in my good friend Susan and Thad Bailey, Bailey's Towing Accessories.
Very good. Y'all have a good show. We'll take care, man. All right. Y'all be safe out there.
There they are. So
he picked out his normal shirt.
New shirt and all.
Oh, but I got you.
Yes, sir, you did.
And thank you so much, Thad, Susan. This is easy for me. I use your product. I've been using your products for a while, and I'm sorry I mess up your tagline. Tougher than woodpecker's lips, but for some reason I always think of a beak. So I'm going to apologize for that. But so that you were a tower.
15 years, yes, sir.
Yeah, so you were a tower. You started that business in 1998 out there in North Carolina. So you kind of know what the demands are of the equipment that we need to do our jobs. And then you met your beautiful wife in 2002.
Absolutely.
Finally,
got married in 2002.
Right, married, yes, and finally somebody to straighten that out and get him on the right road. I guess
it took a lot, sir.
So you started out, and look, if it looks like I'm falling out of this chair, I probably am. We got 112-degree heat index today. We've been out on the highway all day long. My face probably looks like a tomato. But you started with your little your side recovery guide, which rednecks, when they're going to use a side recovery guide, you know what we do, right? We stack up a piece of wood and try to run it over that wood. But I'm going to tell you what, that's a solid product to be able to move that, wherever you want it on your bed, on your flatbed to get the pull you need, real good with rollovers and stuff. That's a solid product. But we kind of fast forward a little bit. In 2009, y'all started Bailey's Towing Accessories. That's where, open a towing accessory company. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But that's David Mason. He's my operations guy. He's been out on the highway with us all day, too. And he's cooked. So you got rid of the towing business, opened up Bailey's. So what I thought was really cool is we watch a lot of YouTube. me and David do, and we watch a lot of Josh's stuff with Pepe's. And so, finally one day, David, gets him on Facebook and he's talking to me. He says, "Hey, where are you getting your rigging from?" And he says, "Was it Bailey Study?" And he says, "But I noticed there was some stuff when we looked at your website that wasn't on the website, but Josh had it." So this is the really cool thing with Bailey's. I mean, they do custom rigging. You come up with something, you get with them. They tell you how to make it work and everything, and they build you a quality product that is manufactured right here in the United States. It's right here, and I started using Bailey's at the right time because my shoulders are trashed, and I tell you what, a Bailey's sling is a lot lighter than a 20-foot half-inch grade 100 chain. Most
Absolutely.
So it's just quality all the way through. So Susie, you want to talk a little bit about what y'all do, how y'all do it, and then we'll go into some of these products. I use most of them.
What do we do? It's a whole lot, and it changes every single day. On the office side, I wake up with a list of to do, and I never get it done because we're on the phone 24/7. Literally, you would think, okay, we went from towing to towing accessories that we wouldn't be on the phone as much, but I think we're on the phone more now than we were then, because we really do. Probably 97% of the phones are answered by either Thad or I. So what do? We design, manufacture our own line of products. Everybody's kind of heard of the Side Recovery Guide. That's where it started us, as you said. And then we've done some bones, some jaw bones, and we moved into the synthetic side of things. As you say, you started using it at the right time with your shoulder. Chain operators are not getting any younger. And it is physically tough on bodies. And so looking into the synthetics and learning about them and bringing them into the towing industry with specific needs has kind of been real fun. We've learned a whole lot. So we have some of our products on the website, but a lot of what we do is custom. Customers call us and they say, "Hey, I have got this job I've got to go do," or "Do you have a product that would work better than what we're using for this?" And so Thad's the brains behind all of that. They sit down, they look at what the equipment will do, and design and manufacture a custom product.
Yes, so y'all got a new product that y'all have come out, that your recovery strap.
Yes, sir.
So Thad, I've used recovery straps for years. And I know, but I want you to tell us, what's the difference? What's the difference? What sets it apart from any other manufacturer?
Man, it's polyester, domestic webbing, sewn right here in North Carolina, and I'd be willing to say that we've got the strongest one made. It's lighter, it's easier to handle. Just plus it's Bailey's blue. It stands out with all the rest of our rigging equipment.
Gotta love that Bailey's blue. So I don't have this in my arsenal yet. So we're gonna try to figure out what we need. And we had talked before we came on. Every piece of rigging is proof tested before it leaves y'all's place.
Yes, sir.
You do a lot of third party testing.
Yes, sir.
Because you look at something I haven't gotten used to yet. Maybe you can talk me into it. That are the soft shackles. Man, the ratings on these soft shackles are off the freaking charts. When I looked at it, your soft shackles go from a 3/8 to 1 inch and 1/8, and working load limits, anywhere from 31,000 plus up to almost 200,000 pounds. That's crazy. To think that you can do that. South Shackle, something pretty big for y'all, pretty big sale item.
It's starting. People are getting more confidence in them. But even the synthetic shackles that we make, every one of those are proof tested. So they're put on a load bed, pulled 2 times their working load limit, and you know, there's no risk of them pulling apart. You know, we make sure that they're solid before they leave.
So was I reading this right on this 1 1/8 inch soft shackle? Like 215,000 pounds.
The minimum break?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That right there blows my mind because I don't even like grabbing big shackles anymore. I mean, can you make a synthetic snatch block? That would be great. If you could make a synthetic snatch block, I'm all in.
Well, I've gone over that in my head. I can't quite figure out a way to do it yet, but give me some time.
I've been waiting for wireless electricity too. Don't feel bad. Okay?
Oh yeah.
So, you know, that's when we talk about Bailey's Blue. That's kind of one of your trademarks, is that Bailey's Blue.
Yes, sir.
And man, like the first thing I ordered from you was the sling kit. And we were doing something, and I get this actually quite a bit. I put a lot of stuff on Facebook, and I'll get a message from these says, "Hey, you can't do that with a rim sling." I said, "Well, maybe you can't. I'm not using a rim sling. You can't do that." "Yeah, I can. It's Bailey's. Maybe you ought to get you some." So I started out with a sling kit, and was pretty impressed with that. And then, you know, the grommet slings. Let's talk about, what can you tell me about these grommet slings? You got them in 8, 10, and 20 foot. These things, vertical, they're good for 42.8. You basket that thing, you're over 85,000 pounds. I mean, it's just, again, it's just a solid product from Bailey's.
Yes, sir. We originally made those to replace round slings. They are completely covered with the same fiber that the rope is made out of, the inner core is made out of. So they're super protected. They come with a 2-ply ballistic nylon sleeve, a Velcro. You can take it off, move it if you don't need it. But they're very impressive, easy to handle. So it's a grommet. It's an endless made I&I. The cover makes it an I&I. You know, when you grab a round sling out of your toolbox, man, it's all over the place. It's aggravating the handles. But anything big, you know, blue or bigger, these right here, they're made I&I. They're compact. They're quick and easy, and they're a whole lot more durable. So plus, they're serviceable. If you cut a sleeve and you don't damage the rope inside, we can repair it.
Oh, I'll guess that's a good piece of information right there. I like using them on trailer lifts.
Yes, sir.
They're the perfect length for me, and it's just, and again, it's taken me a little while to get used to synthetics, but when I started seeing the ratings that y'all were putting out with the rigging that you're manufacturing, I'm like, I got to try this stuff. And I'll tell you what, you know, you've got to use every piece of rigging correctly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you got a phone call from me one morning. We were tired, we were lazy. So you got to use this stuff correctly, and it's going to treat you right. It's going to treat you right. Dad likes those phone calls when I call him.
But you're exactly right, because we have even had a conversation being on the manufacturing side. Obviously, you know, we have insurance, so we've got to watch out. People looking out of our back, and people have become overconfident with Bailey Synthetics, that we have actually been talking about. We're going to have to remind people that you do have to use it in the right way, and that, you know, they still can be cut in a certain situation. So protection is key in these investments. So it's a good problem, but people are coming overconfident with Bailey's.
Yeah, and you hit it when we were talking about the grommet slings, about your ballistic covers. Now you can just buy the ballistic covers, You
Yes, sir.
sell those also. Are they two different sizes?
There are multiple sizes. You just tell me what sling you have. We'll send you the ones you need.
Because you know why? Because it's manufactured right here in the USA, so that's not going to be a problem.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so I mean, how did y'all get started in the in the towing industry when you were there?
That's an interesting story, Jeff.
Mine is too.
You know, I know yours is. Man, you know, when I was growing up, it was beat into your head, you need to go to college. You're not going to be anything unless you go to college. I tried college out for a little while. And, you know, my mom and dad, if they watch this, they're going to kill me. But I had a teacher, Mr. Marco. He said, Mr. Bailey, I need you to meet me in my office. Yes, sir. So I did. And he said, Mr. Bailey, I've never told this to anybody before, but school is not for you. You need to find something else to do. So that's kind of how my career in the record business got started. I started working for some really nice folks that pretty quickly decided to retire, and they wanted to sell me the towing company. And I made up my mind that if I was going to have a towing company, it was going to be my name on the side of the truck. And I bought my first rollback in 1997 or 98 for $46,904.
Now, was it new or used?
It was brand new.
Man, because I bought my first rollback 2 years after you did, and
Yeah.
I paid $61,000.
Uh-huh.
You know, that same rollback today is about about $160,000. You know, $100,000 more than it was. But anyways, you started the towing, and I'm sure that's where your wheels started spinning on the rigging and everything.
They did, you know, throughout the years, we came up with products that made our life easier. The side recovery guide, I had an operator, really great guy. I just had bought a brand new 2007 335 Peterbilt rollback. Beautiful. And he decided to pull off the side of it without any protection, your wood block you talk about, and it scuffed it up. And it was either kill him or come up with an idea to keep that from happening again. And he was way too valuable to get rid of. So we sat out in the shop one night, and, you know, a couple Budweisers later, man, we had us a side recovery guide.
And so, I mean, what made you make the decision to make the jump, make that swap into the accessories and rigging?
We went to our first Baltimore show and had a great partnership with BA Products. And man, we really worked closely together. They licensed our product from us. We went to Baltimore, believe it or not, did a couple of classes for them, and people really went crazy over this product. And we knew right there that this was pretty serious. We came out with a couple of more products, and it got to the point to where we couldn't give our customers, our towing customers, the service they still deserved and be able to take care of the accessory side of it, you know, as well. And good friend of mine, Jerry Barber, he bought my towing company, Barber's Towing in Raleigh, North Carolina. And man, from then on, it's been 100% towing accessories.
Well, I mean, you've definitely made your mark in the industry. And anytime I get the chance to educate somebody and let them know about your products, I definitely do. You know, so the Bailey sling, tougher than a woodpecker's lips. I got it right that time. Okay?
It is.
I'm with you. They have beaks. They have beaks.
I still think that it's tougher than a woodpecker's beak. But, so what? I mean, you got several different slings. You compact. You got the larger slings. I mean, what's the difference with these?
Well, let's go back to where the sling came from, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's all you.
Joshua at Pepe's contacted us, and we started working together on perfecting a sling for containers. As you know, he does a lot of containers. Him and Alex, that whole crew, some of the greatest people we've ever worked with. They take the time to explain what they're doing, if there's any issues. And of course, Josh takes many, many pictures, and they do lots of recovery. So our slings get abused there quicker than anywhere else, used and abused. But that sling was really perfected with them. And then once we saw how big it was, how it started selling, we had no choice but to make different sizes. We had a lot of people in Texas, that wanted 7/8 inch by 15 foot with a 10-foot sleeve for concrete mixers.
Right.
And then, it kind of goes on where Joshua wanted some that were 1 1/8, monster size. And man, we made some of those, put those out there. And then the compact sizes came for a lot of your light duty guys. And it's just been an unbelievable product. We've sold more of those than anything else we've ever sold before.
It's solid. I want to say hello to Quinn Pining out of California. Good friend of mine. I'm glad to have you on the show. And I know what those slings can do. Like I said, no more 1/2-inch chain. You talk about the larger slings, the 1 1/8 for like the concrete mixers with the Bailey's Blue urethane on it. So we wouldn't use synthetics normally on a mixer drum because of the welds and nicks and scratches. And as well as I do, once you get something under load like a strap or something, if it's not protected correctly, if you miss something, you could have a failure. So we always use 1/2-inch. Some guys use 5-inch chains. So thank you for the larger slings. Again, you're saving my old shoulders, man. You talked to me. I think it was last year. You were talking about, we got something coming out. It might have been the year before that, but let's talk a little bit about your Anaconda slings.
They're big kids. The people that have them absolutely love them. People doing super heavy stuff. The Anaconda slings. All they are is just a large grommet sling. And then, I think we had Joshua, we built him a set, and on YouTube one night, he called them Anacondas, and there it goes. That's where it's
We got Nicole Ortiz with Capital Towing down in South Texas. Her son, John, obviously John loves Bailey's. He says best. And again, we're going to hit on this. What they're saying right here is your customer service is amazing. And it's so cool to be able to call and get, Thad or Susan on the phone. They weren't lying about 97% of the phone calls get answered by them. And they've been in the towing industry. They know where we're at. We're right now guys. That's what we are. Cause when somebody calls us, they want us right now. So we
want you to have the same service that is expected by you. And I would like to say something about John and Nicole. John is that guy. When he calls, it makes my day better. He's a great guy, man. Just think so much of him. He's been really good to us.
Yeah, he's blowing and going down there. And it's always great to hear from somebody about a Bailey's product. Nicole, I appreciate it. It was great to meet you in Fort Worth also, Nicole. It was a good time. And then I think one of the last things I got from you was I tell you what, we're gonna come back to this. I'm gonna take a short break. And right off the bat, I want to thank U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. This guy, he's helped us out before with the towing industry and stuff, and we're fighting some stuff right now. I just want to throw up a little video he did for us. just to show everybody, we got a little backup in Washington, and Ted Cruz is our guy. Let's hear a little clip from Ted Cruz.
The Southwest Tow Operators Annual Conference. I'm sorry I can't be with y'all in person today, but I want to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone involved in the towing and recovery industry for all that you do to keep our roads clear and safe all across the Lone Star State. If it wasn't for your dedication to the safety of Texas's transportation infrastructure, our state would fail to meet the needs of law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS responders, and the traveling public. As your senator, I'm committed to pushing back against acts of excessive government overreach that attempt to strip away state authority over this industry. I understand the potential harm you put yourselves in each and every day to keep our communities safe, and I'm committed to being your voice in Congress to ensure that you have the support you need. I hope you have a productive conference. Thank you, and God bless you.
And again, a big thank you to Senator Cruz. Pretty much every time we reach out to him, if he can do something, he's there to help. He is there to help. And then back to your products. I think one of the last things that I bought, and it works better than a crowbar, the jawbones. Let's talk about the jawbones. And the crowbars are tough, man. I mean, I don't think they're tougher than a woodpecker's beak.
Man, the jawbones are an awesome product. A good friend of mine, Scott Johnson, who is also he came up with the bones and also the jawbones. He's a tower here locally, and man, we're so fortunate to have such good second, third generation towing operators, owners that help us. And he comes up with products. He runs his towing company, his fab shop, and he brings them to us. Hey, man, take this to market, see how it does. And a lot of, all your great products are going to come from towers. Mm-hmm. That's where they come from. Somebody that, makes whistles isn't going to do too good making stuff for the record business.
That's what's cool. You listen to our industry. You listen to our industry, and you bring out a product that quality product made in the United States, and they work. So we touched on this. We already touched on your recovery straps. We already got that. So y'all guys got a lot of stuff.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna take it that most of that stuff's gonna be on the website and everything. But I think y'all have also got some stuff on there about how these products should be used also.
We do. So we have a lot. We're very fortunate that we have a lot of YouTubers that use and abuse our products. But they also send
Wrecker Rick.
But they send us a lot of footage, which is very helpful. A lot of times we're sitting here watching a YouTube video and our products being used in a way that we didn't even think it should be used, or, so that's very cool. What was your question? We are live.
That's what's good about this stuff. We're talking about where we can go to see how to best use your products. And then you started, and all of a sudden it got Western.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hurry.
It did. But so you can go to our website, and each product has pictures or videos of them being used, but there, a website can only limit a certain number of pictures that can go for that. And so there's a page on our website, and it's called Products in Use. And it is literally nothing but pictures that you guys send us that we put on there. Because answering 97% of the calls, like, we can't get to everybody. And a lot of what happens is people say, how can I use it? Or can it be used in this way? And if you just sit and look through these pictures, you can see an example of a lot of our products being used in that particular way.
Yeah.
David, my operations guy, had called in. We were gonna get something, and he says, yeah, I'm with Roadrunner Towing Insurance. And Dad's like, oh yeah, I follow y'all. And then it was really cool to go to the website and be able to see the stuff we were doing, and it's just kind of cool. Everybody likes to look at their picture. I did. So
Man, it really benefits us. And I want to encourage anybody and everybody, please go like, subscribe, watch these channels, because it helps us make better products. Just like the conversations you and I have, Jeff, about what we can do better, what you might need. We can see it, and we can talk about it with other people, and the wheels start turning, and we can make something better.
I've one thing you never hear that nasty 4-letter word from that. You don't ever hear can. I've never heard of saying, no, we can't do that. I hear we can make it happen. Pretty sure we could do that, but I don't ever hear I can't. Oh, I did one time. I can't go on the show because I don't like doing. That was the one time he said I can't. So
You're a master of peer pressure, sir.
Peer pressure, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
No, he needs to be out here though, because he's not a social media or camera person. Social media sees me, but that is the brains behind all of this, and talking about how the equipment is used and working load limits and the ratings. And so, yeah, like I said, you've got to come. I need you. We're a team.
I mean, that was a hat trick you pulled, because I tell you what, as soon as you posted that, I had all my guys calling people and everything. And it's like I told you, I said, give me an hour, go pick out his shirt.
Oh yeah.
We hit it in less than an hour though. So we talked about this, about shoulders and stuff. Are synthetics, are they going to replace chains?
Chains are always going to have their place. There's always going to be somewhere where you need a chain, but it's going to replace the length of chain that you need.
Makes sense. So, I even with some of your stuff, I mean, I still carry chains on the truck, and if I think a part of that sling is going to be in a place where it can be compromised, a lot of times I'll go in with the chain so we can extend it and stuff. Again, we think you said it best. We were talking about using these products and kind of pushing the limit. And then what did you say when we were talking about pushing? You said that exceeding the limits.
Oh,
so,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good stuff, man. I just.
It's a regular basis where that says, look at this. And you can, we look at the text and it says, I was pushing the limits, like operators already know that they're pushing the limits. And
yeah. And all the heavy operators that call and say, hey man, I ruined one of your slings, but I need to order like 4 more, and you won't believe what we were doing when we broke it. So, they're always more than honest and tell us what happened, which is good because we can learn how to protect it better.
Well, it's like when I called you, I said, hey, man, this one was all me, but can you send me some more slings?
That's right. You can't go without them once you have them.
No, that's definite. Once you have them, you can't. It's, other thing is y'all are, and I was looking at the website. Y'all are in everything. You're selling winch line, all kinds of stuff. You got wire rope, you got steel core, you got fiber core, you got synthetic, sweat. You got everything. I mean, is there a product that y'all would want to pick to talk about right now? Something that stands out? Everything stands out.
Yeah, we'll throw a plug out there. There's nothing in particular I really want to talk about, but we've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline coming. Got some improvements to some old products that are going to be absolutely amazing. We're bringing a synthetic line for winch lines and extensions. It's absolutely impressive right now. We've got people trying out for us, and everybody's blown away at the quality. So we've got a lot of things coming.
You know, maybe you can answer. I haven't talked a lot to a lot of people about the synthetic rig, and I see it out there. A lot of these rotators that are doing, heavy lifts every day. I'm seeing the synthetics. What about in a recovery situation when you're dealing with, tractor trailers that are ripped open and sharp edges and just, and all this stuff? Would that be an environment for a synthetic line?
We've
Hold on. Are you operating?
You're safe right now. I do not have your synthetic line on my truck yet.
So you're talking about a synthetic winch line.
Right.
They have their place, and every towing company is completely different in the environment they have to work in. That's really up for the towing company or the man that's going to stroke the check to decide. You know how many times where you've gone and you've put a cable or a wire rope in a bad position. Some people, they're never in that situation. They're strictly only lifting with their trucks. They're not doing a lot of recovery. So you have to weigh out the pros and cons. And like I said, each towing company is completely different. One of the things that we were amazed when we started traveling the country and meeting people and talking to towing company owners, how completely different each towing company is. They've all got their own personality, completely different customers they service. It's really cool and impressive to see.
Yeah, it's just like I said. I've been in this stuff 34 years. When synthetics started coming out, we'd be on a recovery, and my guys, they go to the truck and they bring out an endless loop or something, and I'm like, no, you need to go back and get that chain. It took me a long time to get used to synthetics, and they work. It's like you said, they have their place. I'm not real sure if I could get used to in the environment I'm in, what I'm dealing with. I think I'm going to stick with my steel core wire rope.
Yes, sir.
But I've seen your synthetics used quite a bit, and in those heavy lift situations where you're not in the ditch on the side of the road, with all these sharp edges and stuff. So
I would say it's also dependent on the operator. So a lot of times, if somebody is questionable on it, we find that if they are the person who strokes the check, then they're thinking a lot more further about, is this going to cut this? Where unfortunately, sometimes if it is just an operator, if you're a company and you've got 200 operators, in a truck and they're not used to recoveries, then no, we don't recommend it because they don't have the education to know how to use it and what to watch out for it.
Right. There's a lot of manufacturers out there making these synthetic slings, man. And what sets yours apart? What makes yours different?
Man, it's easy. We do it right. We use the very best of the best materials. Each one of those slings, the ones with the blue urethane, they take over an hour to hand make. And the process is very tedious. It's tough. It's not easy. But that's what we got to do to make the very best out there.
Yeah. One thing that you turned me on to, and of course I'd seen it. Josh using it. Is your urethane sleeves?
Man,
we were using. We've been using for years. We've been using BA, strap protectors, loop protectors, and stuff like that. And you gave me some pointers on how to use it. We've taken your advice and we've cut some to the links that you told us to for the corner, and it's just, this urethane is crazy. Every time we use it, I kind of take it off and look, and it might have a little nick, a little scratch, but I know what I just did with this sling. I know. I know what I'm picking. You know, I can see my load cell, and it does get in the red sometimes. But as a recovery operator, Dad, you know about this. Sometimes you get into it, you got to go and you got to make it better real fast.
Yes, sir.
So to be able to have a piece of rigging, a quality piece of rigging that's made in the United States, Bailey's towing accessories, it's just one less thing not to worry about. If you're using that thing properly, you're not going to get that failure, you know. And then let me throw you for a curveball a little bit. I mean, what do you think if used correctly on a Bailey sling? What's a life of that sling if used correctly? How many cycles? You know what I'm saying? Because I've put your stuff to the test a lot of times, and I'm still not seeing a whole lot of wear.
Well, I mean, it all depends on who we're talking about. If it's you, if it's Wreck or Rick, man, it might not be a long time. But I tell people a lot, it's worth investing in the wear pads, the urethane sleeves. You know, for so long, fire hose was the best stuff out there, the toughest stuff. That's what you went with. I would much rather make a trip or two back to the truck, back to the toolbox to grab some more protection instead of grabbing that 5/8 chain. But man, it's hard to say when you look at how much some people use them. You know, we've got some really good YouTube customers, Everything Autos in Gatlinburg. They use our compact slings, it seems like, multiple times a day. They're holding up well. I think they've had them for well over a year. You know, you look at Pepe's, how the amount of rollovers they get. I mean, their slings hold up great. It's all about taking care of them, like you said. You know, just take an extra minute, use some protection if you can, to get that longevity out of your investment.
And it's like Susan had said, you know, if you're the guy writing the check, you know, I watch how my guys use our rigging. We do a lot of training, and I don't mind over rigging. I don't. I'd rather be over rigged. So if you kind of have that oh shit moment, you know you're good. It can make it put you in a bad way sometimes. But you know, I on your when do you recommend the bones versus the grommets or the Bailey slings through the wheel?
Steel wheels on the rear of the tractor or the trailer. Those bones are made to fit that convex curvature of the wheel, and with the 3-foot key flex, I mean, it's an awesome pair. It goes through the hole. It doesn't hurt to use protection. Always watch the outside of the wheel, because that lip around the wheel, even if it's aluminum steel, it can get pretty nasty.
Yeah, you got to watch out for your little tire shop nicks and stuff like that. And
up until we came out with the Bailey slings, man, the bones was probably one of our hottest selling items.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those things have been great, not just in the towing industry, the fire industry. I think the military ordered some the other day. So they're a very great item. That's another testament to, you know, someone like Scott Johnson, somebody in the record business, putting out an awesome product like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, because you're just not selling to the towing industry. So like you said, you're selling to the military. There's several industries that are using Bailey's products.
Yes, sir.
y'all, I mean, y'all are just kind of taking it over. Like I said, the quality is unmatched with your product. I guess one thing we haven't talked about, and I got me some after watching Josh a few times, but yeah, they used to talk about our their synthetic equalizer slings, got the metal eyes and stuff, and it comes in a couple of sizes. 7/8 comes in 3/4. You get uh, up to in a basket on the 3/4. You're 23K. On the 7/8 you can hit a 32K safe working load limit. But where are these? Where can these be used?
Well, if you go and watch some of the YouTube videos, they're using them to help upright. Hook them to the front of the tractor and the pull pins to help upright them. Where a lot of people are using them is if they've got to do a winch out, they're hooking to both of the pull pins, putting a snatch block in it. You're keeping equal pressure on it. It's a little more work having to use a snatch block, but it's a little easier on all the equipment.
Yeah, because that 10-foot equalizer is perfect on a winch out, and we use these equalizer slings, and it's just what it says. I mean, when you could use it in like a floating snatch block situation. When you're doing a rollover, because I don't care how good you are, you're not going to get that same pressure on both lines at the same time. You're not going to get it. So with these equalizer slings, that's exactly what it's doing. Is when you're upright in that truck, it's putting that snatch block where it needs to be, and it's equalizing the load on both legs of that sling. And I think that's probably why you've got the metal eyes in there and stuff, for how we're using them. And again, it works great. Just to let you know.
And equalizing slings, they're nothing new, but it was time to make them out of synthetics.
Right. You're right. There's nothing new, because we used to keep slings on our truck that we use just for a floating snatch block situation. And yes, for some reason these are a lot lighter than those are. And again, that you could still make a custom length on this sling. It doesn't have to be the 10 or 20 foot. You could make a custom. One of our trainers had found what he believes is the perfect width for that sling when you're doing a float snatch block. And I can, we've got them on the truck. It's either 12 or 14 foot, because of what we're doing. So I might even have to get back in touch with you and get you to fix us up with some of those slings, the exact size I want. And again, that's the cool thing about Thad and Bailey's. I just thought it was so cool when my guy was talking to Josh at Pepe's, and he goes, "Yeah," he said, "he'll make you anything you want." And literally, Bailey's will make you anything you want, as long as it's going to be a safe product to use in the field. You can get it done at Bailey's. So y'all don't hesitate to make the phone call, and get on some of this stuff, man. You're going to buy your first piece of Bailey's rigging, and I'm like a rigging crackhead. People, you get another operator from a different company that walks by one of my trucks, and if they see a toolbox door open, they're like, you got that? You got that? There's a lot of times when we're training down here, the trainer asks me, "Hey, are you bringing one of your trucks?" I said, "Well, I can." He says, "Well, I know that if I've got one of your trucks there, I'm gonna have everything I need." So a lot of times we'll park a rotator out there or something and let them pick through the Bailey stuff. And that's where the guy that told me I couldn't do that with a rim sling, and I told him it's not a rim sling, he was actually at a training class. And I said, I'm not using a rim sling. This is what I'm using right here. And we actually used it in the class the way he told me I couldn't use it, just to prove a point. The Bailey's is tougher than a woodpecker's lip.
That's right. That is right.
Anything? You got some new stuff coming up. You just said you got you're doing some redesigning on some stuff and everything.
Yes, sir. That's the kind of stuff kind of have to stay tuned for, and maybe we can get back together with you, and we'll let you know when it's ready to put out there.
When can we be looking for the new stuff?
Have to check out Miss Susan's social media.
Does that mean he's done no more? No, we learned a long time ago in the manufacturing business, you are very careful about timelines because it's a fun industry.
Yeah.
Well, I get it.
And it can snowball.
I can have a truck to you within 90 minutes. And there's ma'am, I'm sorry, but we got 3 tractor trailers on the highway. It's probably going to be a couple more hours. So, I mean, okay, you may have just taught me a lesson, not even trying. So, well, look, y'all, I want everybody to go check out Bailey's website. Check out their quality products. Everything's made in the USA. Dad had told me I don't want to be buying stuff from anybody that wants to kill us. So everything's coming from the U.S.
Yeah, we try our best to use domestic products any way we can. We really don't want to buy anything from countries that hate us and want us to die.
And again, not only are they a great company, but they're patriots. They're patriots also. Again, like I said, make sure you check out Bailey's website. Check out some of the videos. Go to their gallery. You're going to see how these things are being used. And man, I urge everybody to go on and pull the trigger and get you a Bailey's product in there, so you can check it out for yourself. Put your hands on it. Put it in the ditch. Use it. And I tell you what, you're going to start moving stuff. I even told Tad I had to start taking stuff out of our boxes. And I needed to make room for the Baileys.
They're getting small, right? Well, like a lot of people say this, but we really do appreciate our customers because there are a lot of companies out there and you have a choice. It's your hard-earned money and you have a choice where you spend that. And we really honestly appreciate being chosen. So thank you, because without you guys, there's none of us.
Yeah.
So
we're some of the few people that know how hard y'all have to work for your money, and we appreciate the relationships. Appreciate if it was not for our customers, people like you, there's no way we could without the support we couldn't keep making these fine products and making them better.
I mean, it's like I said, I was sold from go, man. As soon as I got my first slings delivered, you put your hands on them, and the urethane, just the difference, and then when y'all came out with the urethane protectors, I mean that was golden, man. Like I said, fire hose is what all the old timers went to.
Yes, sir.
You talk to the fire department, hey, y'all getting rid of any hose? Are you DCing hose? Let me know. And I still to this day do carry fire hose on all my trucks. There's just something, it lays flat, doesn't take a lot of room. There's just some things you can't let go of, so man and Thad, thank you. It was a great trap that you set, Susan. We sprung the trap on him, but I appreciate y'all being on the show. This is one that I've been waiting for a long time. He was one of the first guys I contacted when we started because I wanted to get him on the first half of the year schedule. And he told me, he said, I'm Susan, maybe, but I'm not gonna do it. So.
I can't do it without him. Thank you. Like, really, I mean, thank you for what you're doing and the education and just the ability to like get on and talk. Like, obviously we're talking about our products, but we want to sell them, but that's not what we got on here for. We got on here to talk, to answer questions and education.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And look, and if you've got any more questions, I mean, give them a call. You got a really good odds that Susan or Thad is going to be the person answering the phone. And if you wanted to talk to either one of them, I guarantee they're going to get back to you. the service that Bailey's is provided is unmatched. And I think that's a big deal for someone like me. As long as I got somebody that's doing their job, you know, I'm not going to go looking for somebody else. You know, so somebody wasn't doing their job, so I went looking for something else, and I found Bailey's. You know, and I found Thad, and you know, the first after the first time I talked to Thad, it was just like we was old friends, and it's like I said, I never hear that I can't. Y'all are just real positive people that sell a great product, and I've been wanting to get it on the show. It's like I said, you can learn more. Go to Bailey's Towing Accessories, their website, also on social media, Bailey's Towing Services Incorporated. Correct, right? And
Close enough.
Susan has got a lot of really good videos on there. Every once in a while, you'll see Thad pop in real quick and pop out. But man, we had Thad for a whole hour. We had Thad
This is
live
first time, buddy. First time.
on Recovery Alley for an entire hour. So again, I appreciate y'all coming on the show. Again, I want to thank Southwest Tow Operators. Membership is key. We're always needing membership. So check us out on Southwest Tow Operators website. Again, we just started the Texas Tow Op Down Fund, and we're extremely blessed in Fort Worth with the donations that came in. So check out Southwest Tow Operators website. Go to our donation page. You're going to see where you can donate for the Texas Tow Op Down Fund. We've already had 4 operators just in Texas killed already this year. So it's going to be a big thing for the operators here in Texas, you know, and, you know, hopefully maybe we can spread some of that out if we can get this thing to launch real good. But again, appreciate y'all coming on the show. Again, check out Bailey's Towing Accessories. And hey, everybody, I want you to have a great, safe night. I bet you everybody's fixing to jump onto the debate and see how this thing goes. But I just want to remind everybody, we'll see you again on